This is Justin Jeans with ECE 495, group number 14, and this is video update number 2. Last week Jesse told you a little bit about the design that we decided to go with, and that is using two motors spinning side by side to create a force on a ping pong ball. This week we've taken that a step further. We've done a lot of research on some similar systems such as football throwing machines and baseball pitchers. We looked at how those machines use the wheel system to inflict force on a ball, and we've also done some heavy research on how putting spin on a ball can actually affect the trajectory of the ball to curve to the left or to the right. And that's really where we've spent most of our attention this week. We went down to the lab, created a very simple prototype using two fan motors from an old PC, and we set up a system in which we varied the speed of those two motors and saw just how effective that difference in the speed was on affecting the curve of the ping pong ball. It turns out that it works pretty well. At first we were a little disappointed because it took several feet for us to see the curvature in the ping pong ball that we were looking for. So we then went back and discovered that if you change the direction of one of the motors so that it's actually pushing the ball back inward towards the feeding mechanism, you can put a more drastic spin on the ball, which causes it to curve in much less distance. Unfortunately, it still was not quite the effect that we need for the final game. So through some further experimentation, we found out that we can control the curvature of the ball also by affecting the angle of one of the motors. If these are your two motors and you turn one of them up, it's going to put a spin on the ball which causes it to curve to the right. If you point the left motor down, it causes the ball to curve to the left. And this is a much more drastic curve than what we were seeing just by varying the speed of the motors. We saw that we could curve the ball within just a foot or so. And that's just the kind of response that we're going to need for our final design. So our prototyping and experimentation are going really well. During this prototype, we